Hey there and welcome back to Cosmic Crypto. In this video we're going to be talking about Ravencoin RVN. Let's go. Okay, welcome back to the channel. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go down below and tap that subscribe button. And while you're down there, I think the like button's right next to it. If you can hit that too, I'd really appreciate it. Alright, well, I'm going to start us off here on the weekly time frame, and excuse my absence, I've been out with some bronchitis lately, so just bear with me, I'm still recovering, so I'm going to try and make it through this video. Weekly time frame. We've got weekly price action going on right now, and yeah, you can always just take it with a grain of salt. You got to wait till the weekdays to get the big moves, the ones that really matter anyways. And we're up 1.66%, and we've got 17 and a half hours to go on this week. But honestly, it's not looking very good. So we broke down from the 786, and we broke down from our trend line here. And as much as I was trying to put in new trend lines to see if we can, hold a trend line. And we still could come up above this trend line. If we put the trend line from the bodies all the way up, we could still come and touch that trend line or hold it. But it's still not looking too great. The volume is terrible. You can see the difference when we had our big moves. We had green volume, and it was decent sized on the weekly. Red volume is what pushed us all the way down, got us all the way up down here. And then now we've got some red volume that is getting that is higher than the previous week's green volume. So not looking too good. And in previous videos, I've been talking about we do not want the weekly RSI to cross over the moving average here, and we have done that now. Unless we get some big move to within the next 17 hours. I do expect this to close as a cross, and that usually spells bad news for the coin that we're looking at. So one thing I was looking at, though, is the next support line. So there's a decent chance that we come down to this blue support line here, which has been holding the price up for Ravencoin all the way back since March of 2020, so it's been a while. This was the Rona crash, and we've been holding this price for quite a while now. And if we do not come down and reach that, we do have another point of interest that I've been looking at. Possibly a couple. No, it just looks like one. I put the orange line, the horizontal line here at around 0271 is what we're looking at for price support. We didn't quite reach it with this little wick that we have here, but I mean, and who knows, we might get a big move this next week. So when the next weekly candle comes out, we might come back up, retest. So we'd come up here and retest where we broke down from, and retest the 786, and then possibly have our breakdown from there to come down and retest this support line right here, which has been support twice here, support right around here, and then resistance. And if you even go back all the way over here, it was resistance, and a little bit of support here, and a little bit of resistance over here. So I mean, this is a pretty decent line to be looking at for some support around the under 3 cent area is what I'd be looking at. Let's see, and if we do break through that, going down anyways, look for support around the blue line here, probably roughly around just over 2 cents. So a good time, honestly, right now, a good time to buy, even though this is bearish and we are going down, a good time to be looking to accumulate would be anywhere underneath this orange line in this little pocket that we've got right in here. Anywhere in this little pocket here would be a great place to be accumulating Ravencoin for the big move that I do expect to happen possibly by the beginning of next year. So we're in this long triangle here, and in one of my previous videos I said if we break down from this support line, and if we break down from the 786, which we have done now, then I do expect us to get our breakout from this triangle more around the breakout target of the 74% range of this triangle. So what that means is from this point right here, which is what I'm using as the beginning of this triangle, because that's when the top of the triangle started, from here all the way to this green line right here is 74% of the distance to the end of the triangle. So this is where, and that's, I think it's like 60% of the time, the triangles break out to the upside at 74% of the triangle. And so I said if we broke down around here, I do expect us to kind of range, possibly come back and retest this blue line down here, or maybe just now the orange line, and then have a move to the upside. So actually in the next few months, going into the new year, because this line right here is January 16th of 2023. So going into the new year, we might have something where it just kind of dances around this area. Then we start working our way back up, and we finally get a breakout right around this time at the beginning of the new year. And so 2023 might start off with a bang, because even if we did that, let's just say from where we're at right now, just to get back up to the top of this, that's almost 100% move. So it's still a decent move, and so we might actually be getting some good price action coming in the next few months. I mean, it is already almost, what is it? It's the middle of October, so we've got 3 months almost exactly until this breakout target. So in the next 3 months, we could be seeing some slight movements to the upside, but in the short term, I do expect us to possibly come down and retest some lower levels here. And so what that would do for the RSI, if that were to happen, then I could see the RSI doing something like this. We can come down, and then the moving average goes here, and then the RSI comes back up, and it kind of retests right here, and then finally gets a breakthrough. Something like that I could see with the RSI, and that would be kind of what we're looking for to happen. All right. And let me go down to a daily time frame just so we can see what's going on here. Bitcoin's just still kind of hovering just over 19,000. The DXY, let's look at these really quick. So the DXY we've been paying attention to because we're wanting the DXY to break down, and it just is not breaking down. And so I'm just going to move this. We've been in this channel for quite some time, and I need to extend it out because we're not going anywhere here. Let me move this Fibonacci that I got here. So the DXY is something we're paying attention to because we have been getting rejected at the 786, which is good. We want the DXY to finally break down from this 20 moving average, break down from this channel, and then come down and retest to this 100 moving average and actually break down from that. And the good news here is as you can see on the RSI, we're getting rejected once, came down, and now we are possibly, I mean, it's going to be close here. We could still get rejected twice, which is what we want to happen. Now, if this white line crosses above the yellow line, then we're going to be looking at something more like this over here, which is what happened next. Was we had a big move to the upside, which is still possible for the DXY. And if that happens, all of crypto is going to be falling again or trading sideways, one of the two. We're not going to be going up in the crypto market. And so we want the DXY to continue to get rejected off this 786 and come back down. But as for Ravencoin, on the daily time frame, it's still not, I mean, we had this nice wick here with a decent volume candle, which is good, but the RSI still has not broken above. And then after this volume candle here, this is when Bitcoin dropped down to like 18.1 or something like that. You know, Ravencoin fell as well. And then we had the big volume for the big buy, and then we really didn't get much further. But that happens, you know, quite a bit, actually. So, you know, after you get these big volume buys, you kind of trade sideways. Sometimes you even go back down to retest that area. Very seldom do you get that V-shape recovery. This, you could consider this a possible V-shape, but then it kind of stalled out, went sideways, and broke down even more. So, I mean, and that's actually, that is almost what could be happening. We could be getting this big volume wick going up, retesting, like I said, right around here. So just looking back in the past, we can go up, retest, go sideways for a bit, and then fall down just a little bit further than where this wick was, and then have our move to the upside, which is exactly, you know, in line with what I've been saying here, that we might come up and retest, go sideways for a little bit, have that move just below this previous wick here, which would be around the orange line, and then we get our gradual move to the upside, which would lead us into the early 2023. And so we want to start looking at that. So like I said, your best buy area is going to be right in this area, right in here. So if you can get it anywhere in the low 2 cent area and accumulate, that is the best buy. And if you really want to just be conservative with this, if you're just in it for not the long-term investment, but for to make some money, you can start accumulating right in here and put a stop loss. So if Ravencoin just completely crashes, which I don't see it doing that, because, I mean, once we get below this wick over here, that means we're getting under 1 cent, which I just don't see Ravencoin doing. And so you could put your stop loss, you know, start accumulating here, put a stop loss down in this area here, just under 2 cents, maybe even under the previous low here, which would actually be the best place to put it. But it depends on how risk averse you are, I guess is that I'm trying to say. So anyway, if it came back down here, your stop loss would get hit. And so you'd still, you know, save some money. You'd lose this section right here, whatever your purchase was. But anyway, I'm not giving financial advice. This is just me kind of rambling on what could possibly happen. So best buy area would be right in this section right here. We'd come down, we'd bounce around here, and then we'd move to the upside is preferable. We've got to have some kind of a retrace coming in my opinion, for Bitcoin. For a lot of these coins, they've just been going down, down, down ever since... you know, this whole year, basically, they've just been going down. I mean, Ravencoin's just been going down ever since, you know, we hit the top up here in February of 2021. So it's been a while that it's just nonstop going down, which is what a bear market is. You know, you just keep going down, down, and you just can't break above. And then finally, the bull market comes back, which I do think that Bitcoin has hit bottom. And if that is the case, then this is very likely that this could happen. We can come down and test this area and get our breakout over here. Let's just look on the shorter time frame before I finish up here. So, I mean, yeah, we could be doing some kind of a double bottom here. So you got one bottom right here, and you got another bottom right here, and we move up. And like I said, we come back, we retest the 786, or we even can make it all the way back up to the resistance, or now resistance line, which was support, which would also line up perfectly with the 200 EMA, which is this red line right here. So if we came up and we retested anywhere in this area right here, possibly put a short in, because then you can be coming right back down to this area right over here. And so it looks like we could be possibly putting in a double bottom, which would get us, actually, let's see where that target would take us. Would that take us right up to where I just said? Let's find out. So a double bottom price target, and it would actually bring us above that, but I just don't see that happening. Well, it'd bring us right into the 200 EMA as of right now if we just had a big straight candle up. But I just don't see that happening. I see us possibly wicking up here, getting rejected. And as you can see, we just continually get rejected off of the 20 EMA. We finally came up, we tested the 100 EMA, and then we just cannot get above this 20 EMA, which makes me think that this next move could be the second test to the 100 EMA, break above that, because we had the test already here on the 100, and the more you keep hitting something, the more it's going to break through. And so we finally get this breakthrough of the 100, and then we test that 200 and the previous resistance line, and then we fall back down. Now that could be all, you know, that could be nothing if it comes up, breaks above the 200 and starts retesting this white line as support. Pay attention to that, because if we're doing that, that's pretty bullish, and we might continue our move to the upside. But watch these resistance lines that I've got right here. And also on the RSI, we'd want to see a clean break above the 50 on the RSI. On the well, I'd prefer it on the daily, but on the 4 hour, you'd want to see a nice break. And you actually want to get into the green zone up here in the RSI, because that's telling you that there's some buyers coming in and some volume coming in, and then you'd come back down and retest the 50. So what that would look like is if you got into the green zone, see, we didn't get it here. We didn't get to the green zone, and that ended up with a rejection at the 100. And so we want to get above the green zone, my green line, I call it the green zone. We get above that, which if we did that, would push us above the 100 EMA. Then we would come back down to retest the 50 on the RSI, maybe even not even reach the 50, which would then be the retest of the 100, and that would give us enough steam to get above that 200 EMA and start testing this as support up here. But right now, if I'm going to say it in a percentage wise, I would say 60 to 70% chance that if we do come up here, we're going to get rejected and come back down. If we even get back up there, probably a 30 to 40% chance that we actually come and break above this 100 and 200 EMA and start testing this as support again. So pretty much that's all I got for Ravencoin. Short update. If you like what you saw here, please subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends and all that other good stuff. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, just a dude on his computer. Talk to you later.